जय हिंद एवरीवन। हम भारत की बेटी, हम मरने से नहीं डरती।
हम वो हैं जो तलवार उठाते हैं और कभी पीछे नहीं हटते। With these lines, the women or the ladies of the Azad Hind Fauj took up the idea and arms and ammunitions to fight the taboo of women in armed forces.
From one such strong-willed woman, there was a girl who not only joined the forces but also went on to extremities of leading the Azad Hind Fauj. Not once but twice in those difficult circumstances and time.
Her name was Captain Lakshmi Sehgal. She was a woman of courage, a woman of resilience, who only thought of one idea, that is, changing India into a free India.
Of course, leaving a professional job and MBBS for giving an ultimate surprise would be laughable for some people. But for Lakshmi, who saw only one dream to free her country from shackles of the menace of Britishers. Rani of Jhansi Regiment, it's not just name, but an emotion and inspiration behind the whole generation of women who are motivated to fight for the country and lead from the front. Today, our event is dedicated to commemorate that inspiration of Captain Lakshmi Sehgal and who have inspired the whole generation of women. And that is why we dedicate our event of today, Heroes of Indian Army.
I think that's rightly said, Saloni. Now we'll be calling upon our guest of honor, Major Prajakta Desai, ma'am.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am, we can hear you.
Hi everyone. Thank you for inviting me for this.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, thank you so much for taking out time for us from your busy schedule. It is a very great opportunity to host you, first of all. And for our spectators, ma'am, we will be giving just a short introduction of yours. Today we have with us is Major Prajakta Desai, the first observer pilot of the Indian Army, an ex-AAC Army Aviation Corps, and most importantly, an ex-NCC cadet. So this gives me immense pleasure, ma'am, today to introduce you. Now, ma'am, we will be starting with our interaction session. So, Saloni.
And the first question that we come across is that seeing the intensity of influxing of lady officers, seeing the present scenario of admission to NDA, and so on and so forth, what is the future of lady officers in the armed forces? And will it impact in the effectiveness of army?
Okay, so I would like to take you back in 1992 when it was the first time women officers had joined OTA, that's the Officers Training Academy. If you see since then until now, there has been a massive change of what women were, where they had joined, the training standards and the different type of arms they were in, and today what is their scenario when women have been allowed to come for permanent commission, and the newest thing which has come into vogue is allowing the women to apply for NDA. I would not say women, I would say girls, because that's a very tender age when you leave your houses and you try to move out making up your career. So I would say girls for that matter, and NDA has been open for girls. So if you see way back in 1992 when first time women were allowed to get into the armed forces, I'll tell you in two different things. One, with respect to training, the training then was only for 6 months, because that's the initial batches when things had started. If you actually see how our culture has been, how the history of India has gone, yes, as rightly brought out today is the birth anniversary of Captain Lakshmi Sehgal. Then also women, in spite of having such a constrained environment, had moved out to fight for their country, to do a part of their life for the motherland. But still in some part of the country, or I would say maximum part of it in those days, is the opportunities were very less. So when opportunity was less, definitely the growth, the upbringing, or you say the overall mold of a female was very I would not exactly say low, but yes, it was limited. So initially when the training was there, the training was only for 6 months. The training was comparatively a little tougher than what it has been today. Then the commission that was given to women was only for 5 years. It was a short service. Short service was initially for 5 years, then which was extended to 10, followed by to 40. And now when you see in the year 2009, things changed. Women officers from WS commission got into SS, that is a short service commission. They were equally trained with respect to their counterparts, that is the gentlemen cadets over there. The training was for an year. Apart from that, what I would say is the avenue opened. When I say avenue, मैं आपको ये बताना चाहूंगी कि earlier certain arms were not open for women. जैसे I would say Army Aviation is the newest arm जहाँ से मैं आई हूँ, was open for women officers in the year 2009. After that came, as you had rightly introduced about myself being a UAV pilot. That was again
Yes.
which was started in the year 2019. Till then there were not women around in UAVs. So with these two or three odd decades, things have been developed. People have been given more opportunity because every woman has proved her worth. She is giving her best, managing her personal career and her family, which we cannot, at all say कि ये चीज अलग है. It is a part of us. Managing these both the things, becoming a commissioned officer, safeguarding your nation, you see as a holistic picture, doing her job, they have come a very long way. And now when we say girls have been allowed for NDA, I think in no time women will be allowed to come in combat arms, because ab tak combat arms जिसमें actually you are face to face with the enemy, you are fighting the enemy, it has not been open for women. But as you see that women will be joining NDA, जैसे पहले 6 months थे to a year, now their training will be for 3 years, followed by
Yes.
1 year in the respective academies. So when a person is molded for 4 years, पूरा grind कर दिया जाएगा उस इंसान को to learn the ethics of army, to learn the conduct of army, and I feel combat arm will be open in no time. So the future is much, much brighter with lot of opportunities. But yes, I would definitely like to add here that abhi responsibility बढ़ गई है. You have been made, responsible for lot many things. The shoulders are going to be heavy. There's a lot of pressure on that. So women should be proving their worth, both physically, mentally, and their capability. The intelligence that we have, that how they will be effectively using in their work, that has to be proved every moment till the time they are setting an example for the next generation to come.
Rightly said, ma'am. Also, ma'am, our next question is that you, ma'am, you're an army officer and army veteran today, but you were an ex-NCC cadet and just a normal aspirant like us. So how do you see that journey from a cadet to becoming an army officer?
Okay, I have told in my lot many lives earlier also that I hope people are okay with both the language Hindi and English.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my what do you say? My aim to get into the armed forces, or dream which was nurtured, was when I was 8 years old. I'd seen the movie Border and that inspired me so much. So since then I used to say that I want to get into the army. A child who's not aware of how things work but wanted to do something like this. When I came into college, that is the time I joined NCC. I was a part of One Maharashtra squad in NCC. That is the place which actually molded me. And I would say again, it is how you take the advantage of all that is available with you in NCC. Jitne bhi resources ho, it is you as a person who's responsible for, bringing the best out in yourself. So in NCC, we had our CO, our administrative officer. Apart from NCC, they used to keep conducting group discussions for us, extempo for us, so that it was preparing us for the defense force, or you can say for the SSB. Then I got a lot many friends there having the same mindset. जैसे कहते हैं ना कि आप you are judged by the company you keep. So my company was such, they all were planning to get into the armed forces. And these people were so much motivated, I would say. मुझसे भी 100 गुना motivated थे my friends. Today also in the morning you can see on my page I have posted a NCC picture of mine which I found from another colleague only. He's also into the armed forces. So then I realized that these people were my mentors, my confidant, who kept encouraging me. So the focus which I had, or yeah, rather you can say the aim which I had was ज़्यादा focus होता गया. It got narrowed down to only one thing. So NCC was a place where I was constantly in an atmosphere where people were talking, sleeping, eating, everything about the armed forces. So my aim was not diverted. I was constant on that path. And finally, when in my college also those same people were there. So when you are in an environment where your family, friends, everybody is so encouraging, my aim became more and more clear. And finally, when I gave my SSB, I gave my CDS, I cleared my CDS, SSB, medicals and all. So that is how I was able to go through it and become an officer. So NCC has actually molded me. It forms one of the major part of my life, which made me become an officer today.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am, for that clarity. That was indeed very helpful.
Thank you.
Ma'am, as you said, being in NCC, you have developed a lot of qualities. So, if we talk about we being in NCC, we have a little overview of adventurous activities like parajumping, trekking, and all. So, since you were also one of us at some point of time, how did this help in shaping the adventurous spirit in you? And also, please share any memorable moment, if any, in adventurous.
Okay, memorable moments of my adventure activities.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this has been very memorable. I would tell people, my close friends are aware. I'm very scared at times of height. मुझे बहुत डर लगता है. So I was a person who was scared to my life when it came to jumping 5 meters or 10 meters on a swimming pool. But then a never giving up attitude which I had since the childhood, and NCC went on, encouraging those things कि किसी चीज के लिए मना नहीं करना, never give up, always be, behind a thing when you have decided कि I want to do XYZ thing in my life. uh, I was so scared, I'll tell you. I used to have nightmare कि भाई, I cannot jump or height or something that used to keep scaring me. But I made a decision in my life that I will not let this thing stay with me forever. See, once you get outside, when you are working, when you are doing things, nobody will come and tell you कि आपके fears निकालो. ठीक है, because that is not the mandate of your work at times. But I thought to myself that I will not die if with this fear. You live
Yes,
once. I will not die with this fear. I will overcome it. So that is the time in 2019 I had gone to New Zealand just to learn skydiving. So from that 10-meter height of fear of jumping from the 10-meter, I jumped from an aircraft which was 13,000 feet in air. Only with with a hope that I will not let my fears stay with me. When we were in the aircraft, I'll tell you, the aircraft keeps climbing. बहुत डर लगता है उसमें. Just imagine
yes,
mid air में 13,000 पे the aircraft door opens. You step outside the aircraft, on that railing, and then you jump out. It is pretty scary. But
yes, ma'am.
when you're determined to do something, ना, all these things are outside. मतलब आपकी vision बहुत clear हो जाती है. There is no clutter. I had written a small note and वो मैंने carry किया था. I was reading it throughout my time in the aircraft that I will not give up. I remembered all those things which were failures in my life. All those people who would have inadvertently said something to me which would have hurted me. So all these things I wrote down, I read it, and I thought to myself, I will not give up. I said, come what may, I'll be out of that aircraft with the pilot. I had done that. And once when the aircraft door opened and that instructor asked me, are you ready to skydive? I said, yes. I gave him a thumbs up with no fear. Obviously, that fear is there, but you don't have to let it overcome. I moved out of the aircraft. I did my drill, which you have to do with the instructor. I jumped out. And trust me, that was the most beautiful, most memorable day of my life. That it took me around 7 to 8 years to overcome a fear. But yes, I did it. Because I had decided to myself, I'll not die with this fear in my head. Never. I will overcome it, come what may. What will maximum happen? What can maximum happen to a person in life? There's nothing over death. ठीक है? You,
Hmm.
whatever
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can do it in this life only. So that is what I thought, and I went and I jumped out of the aircraft and I ended up doing 6 dives. And they were not what do you say, they were not a tandem dive jahan pe aap you're stuck to an instructor, you have to jump on your own. They are just holding you so that you're balancing. So that was the most beautiful memorable thing, and which stays with me, and which always reminds me that if a person is capable, your brain is capable of doing everything. It's not you, it's your brain. It is capable of doing each and
Ma'am,
everything only if you want it to.
that's rightly said, ma'am. Your tears are your strength. That's amazing. So, ma'am, our next question was that today we are talking about women in command and pioneers of Indian Army. And, ma'am, you have itself been in that position or been in command. So, how was your experience being a lady officer? And how was your colleagues to you, especially being a lady officer?
Okay, actually, your voice is coming a little soft. Uh, I hope I understood your question rightly. You wanted to ask whether how I have conducted my entire 10 years of my service as a woman officer. Would you want to know that?
Yes, ma'am. As in a commander, because you were the first one
Okay.
to command a UAE. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no. Uh, okay, I'll tell you. So, I haven't command, because command comes when you become a colonel. But yes, you are responsible for your subunit for sure. That is 100% there. So, what I would like to tell you is, again, so I'll give you a basic outlook of things. We all know how women have come up, to make their careers into male dominated, what do you say, male dominated professions, or career which are not generally what have been picked up by women. See, in today's time, you girls, you have the opportunity. You can say 10-15 years before, this wasn't the exact scene. Not many
Yes.
women were up going for here compared to what you guys are today. So that is the time, you see, the outlook of what people have towards a woman is generally a one who comes from a very sophisticated family. She has to be, a proper mother, a wife, daughter, and things like that. So on all these things also play a part when you are a armed forces officer or you are in command of your troops. We have troops who are men. There are no women. There were, I would say, there were no women in the ranks. So when you are commanding people who are double your age, that is number one. Second thing, who are
Yes.
more experienced than you. Though they might be of a equal rank, but they're more experienced than you. And thirdly, they are of the opposite gender. Why I'm adding this? Because I'm talking specially of a woman being in command of her subunit. So that these are the three things. So when you are a woman in that position, it is very important for you to respect an opposite person and correct him in the same way. In the armed forces, irrespective of being a male or female, we have been told that when you are going new in a unit as a lieutenant, the most important thing is learn from your men. You learn from them, you sit with them, you eat with them, then you gain so much of knowledge and then you teach it back to them. So you are imagining, आप ही मेरे गुरु थे एक टाइम पे और मैं कल जाके आप ही को सिखाऊंगी. So this is the kind of concept which goes for all officers out there. Though you are an officer, you might be of a senior rank to that person, but the person has more experience in age and the more experience in his, career. That is first
Yes,
thing.
ma'am.
And to top it up, when you are a woman, you have to be very careful, because see, men to men, they have a very different equation. They
Yes, ma'am.
can lightly talk to each other, they can lightly abuse each other, the slangs and all. That doesn't go with a woman. You need to at one point maintain yourself and be very professional, because had we had women in the ranks, then you know how it goes, women to women, in having general candid conversations, which you cannot have. So this becomes a little challenge when you need to get the work out of a person, respect that person, learn from a person, and also make him feel that I am an officer and not a woman. I hope I have made sense and made you people understand, because I am trying to even tell the audience that it is actually a big challenge for a woman to command uh, the entire opposite gender, which are the male. Yes, they are very, very acceptable. They accept you a lot, but at the same time, you must understand what their psyche is.
Yes,
They
ma'am.
might have accepted you, but at the same time, they would not expect you to abuse that another a boy can abuse, a male officer can abuse. No, they want you to correct them, but in a very respectful way. So this is one of the major challenges, and this is what every women have officer has to go through, and she learns. So when you get this knack of it, I'm telling you, 90% of your battle is won as a women officer. I
Rightly
think
said,
we
ma'am.
lost her.
Uh, yes, ma'am. Let me join her.
Can I take a question till then?
Yes, ma'am.
Udesh Bharadwaj has written, ma'am, but as per we know, women officers can join Indian Army, but they generally join the core service like AMC and other core, but not combat. Can you please? Okay, Udesh, do you mean to say that women officers do not join the fighting forces? Then yes, you are right. Till now, women officers are not joining the fighting forces, but yes, they are as a part of fighting support. Fighting support corps is there. In those kind of corps, women are there. So you have aviation, you have engineers, you have signals, you have army air defense. In these fighting support arm, they are called. In these arms, women officers are there, and they are since a very long time. Army Aviation was the youngest to have women officer, that is in 2009.
Yes, ma'am. It's, if we talk about today's event, uh, we are talking about heroes of Indian Army, right? So I am sure you might be having that one hero while growing, and whom do you adore and aspire to become like?
Okay,
That one.
yeah. One hero from the Indian Army, I'll tell you whom I still aspire till date is Lieutenant Colonel Anila Khatri. Recently, you would have seen her picture on Femina magazine as well, the lady officer in the Indian Army combat uniform. She had been our instructor in the academy, and that woman is a woman of steel. If I actually say there are, I mean, I have no words to describe how ma'am is, and she has been exceptionally good, exceptionally inspirational. So, and she still continues to be one of my heroes. So, from the armed forces, she is the only one for me. And apart from that, in a normal life, it's my mother. And I also like to say that we ourselves also should be our heroes. So, I should be having a hero known as Prajakta. Why? Because the day you make yourself a hero, when the day you start valuing yourself, understanding yourself, that is the day you will succeed in life and have that confidence that yes, I can make it to whichever career I want to.
Rightly said, ma'am. That, ma'am, you got recommended from NCC as a special entry.
No, I was not from NCC special entry. I was from CDS entry. The reason is NCC special entry is actually very good. You directly go for SSB, but the point is seats are very less. So the chances of people getting merit out is more. So I preferred to go for something which is having higher seats. Because during my time seats were 20 for CDS, and for NCC they were only 7. So CDS seats were 3 times the NCC entry. That is the reason I went for CDS entry.
Yes, ma'am. Now, coming to the questions that our cadets have asked, the preparation for this exam is like a marathon, and at some point of time, one always lack motivation. So, how can an individual pick themselves up from that stage? And do you see this change that is taking place when it comes to Indian women officers in Indian Army, which is infantry? Do you see this change as a woman officer being inducted in infantry?
First one, oh God, I forgot. What was the first question?
the first question was that related to the exam that is like a
Preparation.
marathon, and at some point of
Yeah.
time, I lack motivation. That was the.
Okay. So in life, life is not like a thing which goes straight. It's like a flowing water. And you say sine wave. When we sine wave, it has to go up, it has to go down. So things will keep happening. All you have to remember is your aim. Your ultimate aim, your ultimate goal is at one end. So when you are taking that route, there'll be 100 demotivations that will come your way. You will find demotivation coming from your peers. Some peers get recommended, some don't. And then those things, peer pressure and all things will keep coming. At times you may find your family saying that, okay, don't give it a second try, you have not made it. These things will keep happening. Always remember what your focus was. Stay clear on your goal. I keep telling people in the lives that if you've seen a horse in a race, he has to flaps like this. He's not allowed to see left and right. Why? Because his goal has to be clear. When you know what your aim is, when you know what your focus is, let the entire world keep rolling. Do not bother. Keep looking straight and keep walking ahead. That's the most important thing a person should know and should be following. And as far as the second question goes, that now that we have women in NDA, let the first batch come. They will undergo the 3 years of training, then 1 year of training. So in these 4 years, people will get to know what is the exact mettle of the women officers, cadets, I would say, first women cadets, then women officers who are coming from the NDA. If they are meeting all the requirements that are needed to be in an infantry battalion, they will be going. If they do not meet it, they should not go. See, things are never like yes, it is very much like a gender thing. But if I am as a woman, if I'm capable of fulfilling all the eligibility criteria which are required in an by an infantry officer, then I don't see a problem in women not getting to go into the fighting arms.
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, if I have to talk about serious preparations, please refer NCRT books or books of combined publication, that is Arihant and Agarwal, Pathfinder. These are very good books. You can refer those books, make a timetable, stick by the timetable. Keep on revising. The more you revise, the easier it is for you to retain things. Okay, nobody is an Einstein here. If you all are, that's well and good. But I believe if we are not Einstein, we need revisions. We need a constant study, long hours of study. We need a lot of motivation and preparation. Apart from that, remember, when you are short of your preparations, always solve the last 10 odd years question papers. It gives you an idea कि किस type के questions आएंगे और क्या type के questions पूछे जाते हैं. And second is the law of elimination, because it's a negative question with negative markings. If you are getting negative marks, you will be going down on your score. So you should know how to eliminate. You should at least have a fair idea of that question कि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि इन 4 में से ये 2 तो होंगे नहीं. So you can eliminate that. So elimination is also very important.
Yes, ma'am. I can see one more question that Janvi Singh Garwar has asked, and she's asking that, ma'am, is it worth becoming an MNS officer?
Yes. I would say every career is worth. Not only getting into the Army, Navy, Air Force or anything. Every career is worth if you are keen on doing it. Never go for a career which doesn't excite you. कितना खींचोगे? जिंदगी भर नहीं खींच सकते आप. So go for a career which you like. If you want to become an MNS, please go ahead, become an MNS.
I can also see one more question that is from audience.
I'm weak in math. Are there any chances of me getting selected in NDA? Yes, if you clear mathematics paper, in spite of being weak in maths, you will be making it. So remember, you need to study. Even if you're weak in maths, you need to do it because maths is mandatory. You can't escape that. There is no escape in it. Is Shruti joining us?
No, ma'am. I think she actually asked the question related to medical process.
Okay.
Is it different from the medical test that takes place to male officers, or is it the same criteria?
Okay, medical is same throughout. There are certain things which will be completely specific to women, the gynecology things, and that will
Yep.
be that will be checked. You will be having a gynecologist looking after you, which may not be in the case of a man. That is only different. Rest everything is same. Everything. The standards are given to the specialists. The specialists are the ones who are checking you. And I would also like to tell people, do not bother for medical. Medical is the last thing. मेडिकल में जितने रिजेक्शन नहीं होते उससे ज्यादा रिजेक्शन आपके रिटन एग्जाम और एसएसबी में होते हैं सो डू द थिंग्स व्हिच आर इन योर हैंड if I am supposed to study, I'll study. Medical, certain things you can't help it. Today you may be healthy, but when your tests are done, you may get to know there's something wrong in your body. So that is all which you will get to know once the what tests are done on you. So do not worry of that. I may be healthy today. Tomorrow, if I undergo some scan, if I undergo some MRI, you might find something in my body which I wasn't aware of. But that is not in your hand. So it's always mandatory for people to concentrate on your written exam, to concentrate on your SSV, clear that. And once that is clear, take tension of medical. Till then, don't take.
Where should the motivation should be drawn from? That is the question that I want to know.
Okay. Motivation should be drawn from the person who is able to uplift your spirits.
Right.
I'll say it again, the one who can uplift your spirits. You can be motivated in the right way, you can be motivated in the wrong way. See, take for example the terrorist. I don't know whether it's a right example, but see, they're highly motivated people to do the wrong thing.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
always remember, take motivation from a person who uplifts your spirit. And yes, they're your parents, your family members, your friends. Your friends are your biggest critic. They will tell you, sometimes your parents may also say मेरा बच्चा तो बहुत अच्छा है, but your friends will give you the real life scenario. They will tell you, yes, these are your good things or these are the things that need improvement. So your friends also can be. And apart from that, there are people who are, who have done a lot things in life. You see the sportsmen, you see Virat Kohli, you see MS Dhoni. These kind of people should be your inspiration. And at the same time, don't forget yourself also.
Yes, ma'am.
If you love yourself the most, you will be taking yourself to another level. So yes, external motivation is also required, but do not see any less of yourself. When you walk
Right.
into a crowd, always think that it's me, I am good, or I am a person with confidence, I can talk. And also there's a thin line between confidence and overconfidence, so we should also always be careful of that.
Yes, ma'am. With this note, I think I feel very immensely great for having you, ma'am. And we don't have like much time, but still you came. So now I thank you for giving us the clarity regarding the preparation and giving your time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Even I feel very grateful joining you guys.
I think we should end the session because, as you said, and the 30 minutes has.
Yeah, I'm sorry I could have taken it long, but then I have a lot of commitments back at home, so I couldn't take it for longer. Thank you once again for inviting me, and my message to all the NCC cadets, oh, Shruti is back. My message to all the NCC cadets is, please work hard, please do good, and remember, you have an upper hand in having knowledge about the armed forces than the regular candidates who go for SSB. Always remember that. So when you go for SSB, go prepared. You should be answering certain questions related to SSB, related to armed forces. But at the same time, do not think that those who have not, who do not have an NCC background are not better. You will also find those candidates much, much better than the NCC candidates also. So remember, you're as civilian as any other candidate going for SSB, and as Fauji as the person who is, assessing you. So go with a very right spirit, and I'm sure you people will make it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye. Bye, Shruti. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. You should end, ma'am.
Bye. Bye.